commonlit.org is going to be a great digital resource for any English or social studies teachers who would like to assign digital work during our remote learning experience. If you already have an account, go ahead and log in, but if you need to create an account, you're going to click Sign Up. You're going to click I'm an Educator. Public school is correct, so you'll put in our zip code 11003. You'll select Elmont Memorial from the list. You'll click Next. You'll fill out your profile. You're going to put in your name. Please use your Sewanhaka Schools email address. Now I already have an account, so I'm going to use the Elmont Broadcast News email address. Okay, just to be able to walk you through the sign-in process. You're logged into commonlit.org. You'll know by clicking in the right corner of the screen, and you'll be signed into your school account. You'll also be able to see a My Classes section. So in My Classes, right now you don't have any assignments, you don't have any students, but you can go over to Manage Classes. Okay. Notice I already have 3 classes set up, but I wanted to show you how you could create a new class. You're going to go Create a New Class. I personally don't use Google Classroom at the moment because I'm the school librarian, but if you use Google Classroom, feel free to import classes from Google Classroom. I'm just going to create a new class manually, and I'm going to use it within commonlit.org. So I'm a social studies teacher. I'm planning to use a lot of primary documents that are available on commonlit.org. So I'm going to sign up my U.S. History Period 8. I'm going to check off that it's 11th grade and that it is a history and social studies class, and then I'm going to click Create Class. Once I do that in commonlit.org, now you'll see I have 4 classes, okay? And when you want to add students, notice that there's a class code here, okay? So if you click Add Students, it's going to give you this information that you could post to your Remind, email to your students, post to your website, however you want to get this information out there. Basically, you would send them to commonlit.org and give them this sign up code, okay, and they would sign in with their @Sewanhaka Schools accounts. If you have your classes all set up in commonlit.org, you can actually spend some time looking through the library to find some information and content that you want to share with your students digitally. So notice you can browse by under the library section, book, genre, grade level, literary device, text set, meaning groups. Notice that there's a lot of stuff that's focused on some history, okay, and historical content related to social studies teachers. You can even search by theme. And new for any ENL or world language teachers, sorry, I forgot to mention Spanish text. Well, I'm actually going to start my search with genre, and I'm thinking that I'm a social studies teacher, so I'm going to go over to the primary source document section. Okay, so in the library, it's going to bring up every primary document that's available. It's going to tell you the name of the source, which is the big, bold, capital letters. In this case, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And it's going to give you the author or the group, so United Nations General Assembly. It's also going to tell you what kind of document it is, whether it's a legal document, a psychology document, informational text, news, primary source. Okay, you'll also notice that the different grade levels are listed. So when you see an article that you like to click on and maybe assign to your students, you're going to click on the actual text. So I'm going to click on the Articles of Confederation over here. Okay, so you'll notice that there's some different content available on commonlit.org. Students can annotate. They could also listen to this article be read aloud. They could also have the article translated. As the teacher, though, some of the assignments that come up with the commonlit.org document, in this case the Articles of Confederation, notice there's some guiding questions that students can go through to ensure that they're understanding the text as they're reading it. There's assessment questions, which will gauge their comprehension at the end of the text. There's also some discussion questions to get them thinking about further themes and analysis. So if you like the text that you chose, after you scroll through it and you scroll through the guiding questions, assessment questions, it looks like something that's worthy of your class being assigned, you can click Assign Text. And when you do that, you'll check off the classes that you want to assign this text to. You could enable guided reading mode. What that means is as students read through the text, those comprehension questions will come up and check for the understanding as they're reading. So I do want to turn that on for the entire class. And I'm going to say that this is due on Friday. Notice that you could assign this to individual students if you think that there was anyone who needed extra help, or you want to assign additional text to provide students with work and practice. Okay, but once you click Assign, it's going to send a message to your students. Okay, it says it was assigned. They'll be able to log into commonlit.org and know that they have an assignment, but you could post this information and copy the link to the assignment if you wanted to post it somewhere else.